cut out a piece of calico that's amply large enough, pressed it and folded it in half, selvages together, and you can see that it's a double beat of fabric. The fold edge is this side, so you want your front pattern here, and I have to say this is a very wasteful lay. Normally when I'm cutting out I'm much more economical, but for the purposes of filming this really doesn't matter. But if I was doing this in the workroom I would not waste that much. So you've put the front pattern onto the fold of the cloth and line it up down the centre front and pin as you go, so that you are securing that straight line and grain down there. Then it doesn't matter where you go from there. You can either go across the waist or the shoulder. Smooth it across to the side seam and pin down. And then you can line up your centre back, and I just need to reach tape measure, because you need to make sure that your centre back and straight grain is running parallel to the straight grain of the edge of the cloth. So you can take it from the fold edge and you measure across, and it's just whatever the amount it fits into. There's no specific figure. On this particular lay, which is what I'm doing, that is what it's called, is laying up a pattern. It's 50 centimetres, which is 19 3/4 inches. But when you do it, it may very well be something completely different. The key to this is that it has to be a parallel amount measured from there to there, and the same down at the bottom. And in fact, good lesson, I'm going to have to move the other two pins I put in and swing that in a little bit to make sure that it's absolutely straight. That's better. And then pin back up to the top. Pin round and pin there. That is now ready to cut out. I'm now going to start cutting this out, and please don't do what a lot of people have done in the past, which is cut straight through your fold line. That is to stay on a fold for this one. Your opening is on the centre back. So it's easier actually if you cut them in half at this stage. Just cut straight down between your armholes and the side seam. And then I'm going to start at the centre front neck. This is now cut out, as you can see, and you now have to transfer your little notch marks that you've cut out into the paper. You've got to transfer them to the fabric. And you use the toe of the scissors, and by that I mean the tip. So you're controlling how much you're cutting, and you go in to that notch cut out in the paper about 3 mil, which I should think is a 1/16 of an inch off the top of my head. Yes, I've checked that measurement, it was wrong, it's 1/8 of an inch. Avoid notching in too far, because you creep too close to your stitching line, which weakens the whole seam. So you've now nipped into all your notches that you'd marked on the paper pattern. And guess what? There's one that I managed to chop in slightly too much, but it will do. It's okay. It just goes to show how easy it is to cut in slightly too far. And on a calico, you can use pencil to mark your dart points. So have a sharp point to your pencil, rather, and just make a dot through. And we'll do exactly the same thing on the back, like that. And then you get a pin, put it through the point of your pencil mark to the, turn the calico over, and you've got the pin coming through to the other side, and you mark that side of the dart. You do exactly the same thing on all of these points. And it's a quick way of marking where the darts finish.